It is a Saturday, October 7th, 2023. 22 years ago today, the United States invaded Afghanistan in the aftermath of September 11th. And as we've talked about so many times, today, October 7th, has a lot to do with militarism. And we're going to revisit everything we've talked about for the last 10 years in regards to what's going on in this world. September 11th, Israel, its establishment, the New York Times headline from 1940 about the New World Order being pledged to the Jews. And if you don't know about that headline, it was October 6th, 1940, that the New York Times had a big headline: New World Order pledged to Jews. That's how long that phrase has been around, New World Order. And again, to think, yesterday was the 48th anniversary of that headline. Of course, Israel was established in 1948. Might have read the book, The 48 Laws of Power. Numbers have meaning, especially in Judaism. Here's a book right here, Jewish Wisdom in Numbers. Of course, Judaism is based in the Torah, and the fourth book of the Bible's Numbers, and all of this stuff is numbers. In the Torah, Jacob becomes Israel before he dies at age 147. Today is the 147th day of the nation of Israel's age. Again, in Kabbalah, it's stated that God created the world with numbers, letters, and words. Thus, the fourth book of the Bible being called Numbers. The Bible being a book of numbers. And let's not forget that after September 11th, 11/9, after the towers came down that divided the world in the Bible, the Tower of Babel, that story ends in Genesis 11:9. Again, gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. Military, if you just take the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z, the 26th letter is 26. You add up the letters of military. M would be the 13th letter. I would be the 9th. L would be the 12th, so on. You add it up, military equals 107. If you take the alphabetic order with numerology, so instead of M being 13, it becomes the numerology of 13. 1 plus 3 is 4, so M is 4, I is 9, L the 12th letter, 12 becomes 1 plus 2 is 3, so L is 3, I is 9, T the 20th letter, 20 is 2 plus 0 is 2, so T is 2, A is 1, R the 18th letters, 1 plus 8 is 9, Y the 25th letters, 2 plus 5 is 7. You add up the letters, 4 plus 9 plus 3, so on. You get 44. And notice how Israel, if you run the alphabetic order in reverse with numerology, Israel's 44, like Netanyahu. If you run the alphabetic order in reverse, Zion is 44. 8 years ago, Netanyahu's 44 seconds of silence. If you've read my first book, which I wrote in 2017, we discovered that not only does Netanyahu equal 44 in the English language, but in Hebrew gematria, Netanyahu also equals 44. So in Hebrew and English, which are the two languages of Israel, those are the two official languages of Israel, Hebrew and English. 9/11 that year, in 2001, came 44 days after Tisha B'Av. And Tisha B'Av is to remember the destruction of the two temples, like the two towers. Again, in Jewish gematria, Tisha B'Av equals 911. And again, it's the Catholic Church that's manipulating all this and playing the Abrahamic religions against each other. So again, if you're new here, all these words have gematria 44. And we just went over it yesterday in the last stream I did. Military, soldier, infantry, trooper, officer, execution, kill. Netanyahu said Hamas has declared this war. I just want you to notice how Hamas and war have the same gematria, 42, 15. If you take numerology, world war is also 42. And funny enough, Netanyahu just came back into the prime minister position on December 29th. And who was born on December 29th in history? Albert Pike, the same man who wrote the letters about 3 world wars. But notice, from Pope Francis's birthday, again, we're on a 52-week calendar named after a pope when the word pope equals 52. But from the Pope's birthday to this today is exactly 42 weeks. It's also 71 days to his upcoming birthday, where Catholic equals 71. And again, Putin's turning 71 today. There's always been these little skirmishes between Russia and U.S., the military superpowers of the world, space race, nuclear arms race, world domination race. And again, part of it as well is both nations are controlled by the same Jesuit cabal who control all sides of all things. They are the New World Order. And we'll bring that into focus again as well. Let's not forget that Israel was drawn up by the United Nations, which was created by the Jesuits, with Resolution 181, where 181 is the 42nd prime number. So the leader of the Jesuits is Arturo Sosa, and From his birthday to today is exactly 47 weeks. And remember, Israel was drawn up as a nation by the United Nations with Resolution 181 in the year 47, and on the date September 3rd, 9-3. And 93 and 47 have a big relationship, as we've talked about so many times with Israel and so many other things. In Gematria, Saturn equals 93, and time equals 47. And Saturn is the keeper of time to the occult. Here we are on Saturday, the day of the week named after Saturn, the day Jews worship. And actually, it's the day that Christians are supposed to worship as well. Of course, Christianity comes out of Judaism because Jesus was from Judea. But in the Bible, it does teach you to worship on Saturday. It's the Catholic Church that changed that and changed the worship to Sunday. And the Catholic Church began as a sun worshiping cult. Gematria, again, there are 4 base ciphers in English. The alphabetic order with numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with numerology. You see them all on the screen. Saturn is 93, 21 when you use numerology, which makes sense because 21 is the 6th triangular number, like the 6th planet. When you run it in reverse, Saturn is 69 and 42. And again, Hamas is 42 and war's 42. And notice how Hamas, when you run it in reverse, is also 93, like Saturn. Again, like Israel, drawn up on September 3rd. Notice the gematria of Benjamin Netanyahu, who declared war today. His name equals 93. His name also equals 69. Saturn, 6993. Catholic Church, 69. New World Order, 69. The Jesuit Order, 69. The first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis. His birthday's Saturnalia. What are the odds of all of this being a coincidence in light of what we keep talking about, how the Catholic Church runs the whole show, how we're on their calendar, on their time scale, and again, the English language credited to a Catholic monk, Burford the Ramsey Abbey. All roads lead into Rome. So again, United Nations General Assembly Resolution 181 is what drew up Israel on September 3rd, 47. Of course, you can also write the date 39. There's 39 books in the Old Testament, the Jewish section in Protestant Bibles. Notice, the official name of Israel is State of Israel, which equals 201, like the Jesuit Order equals 201, like Jewish mysticism equals 201, like Pope Francis' birth name Jorge Mario Bergoglio equals 201, like the founder of the Jesuits Ignatius Loyola equals 201, like how David Ben-Gurion died 201 days after the anniversary of Israel's establishment, just like how Order of Illuminati equals 201, founded by the Jewish man Adam Weishaupt, who was Jesuit trained, who died 201 days after the anniversary of the Illuminati's establishment, like the 1,201s we talk about all the time, like Benjamin Netanyahu stepping down on June 13th, 2021, the day leaving 201 days left in the year, like Benjamin Netanyahu returning to the prime minister position on 12/29, December 29th, when 1229 is the 201st prime, like how in Hebrew gematria 201's related to light, and light is knowledge, and in English the phrase knowledge is power is 201, and how they're using this little code every day to orchestrate their madness and their rituals and their rigged system and their rigged game on their calendar with their language, which is encoded with Kabbalah, like how in this nation we get all these rigged elections for people to fight over, where the new man in charge who always fails on all of his promises gets installed in the U.S. on the 201st day of the nation's age, January 20th, 20/1, where again, inauguration of the President of the United States, the official title of the day equals 201. By the way, again, Catholic Pope 201, like the CIA established on the 201st day of Pope Pius XII's age, the sitting Pope at the time. Like how the words in the CIA's logo equal 201. Like how it's known as Catholics in Action and their motto equals 201. The center of intelligence, the work of a nation.